Coach, winning 7 of 8 in this league this year, it's a pretty high bar. I mean, what's going right for you guys the last 5-6 weeks?
Yeah, I just looked at that the other day. Kind of look at everybody where they are, schedules, what's remaining, because obviously you want to get to Friday where get the double bye, if you will. I think our guys have just found a way to win. Whether it's at A&M, we really shot the ball well. At LSU, we kind of just gutted that one out, and then obviously Alabama, just to go over, I think the last 3. We also gutted that one out and just found a way to win against a really, really good team.
What do you think it is about maybe the makeup of this team that it seems any player could either make that game-changing type of play or make the play?
Just, we have a bunch of selfless guys. And, whether a guy's in foul trouble or another guy needs to step up or, I think that probably was best illustrated in the Florida game here. We were able to beat a terrific Florida team with 7 guys, and I think it just showed our guys that we can do this. That Shaq had that great statement. We got all we need right here. On this day, and we're going to get it done. So I think the maturity of the seniors we have on this team and the guys that have been here a little bit longer than others, I think gives a level of confidence to the other players.
Sometimes it's hard to come off a tough loss. Is it hard as well to come off such a tough, not tough, but the highest of highs like we experienced at the end of the game the other day?
We're going to see. You're always a little concerned when that was a very euphoric win. It was, something I'll never forget. And I'm sure a lot of people that, were in this building, players, fans, media, it was, a magical moment here. But, and we know, though, I think, again, the maturity, knowing that Ole Miss is a really good team, that, stylistically, I was thinking about this driving in today that, Ole Miss plays Kentucky and is up big in that game. And depending on who you play, matchups are really critical. So how do we match up with different teams? And we're going to find that out here. It seems like Ole Miss will play a little bit smaller and so forth, and that might lend itself to us being able to mix and match our lineup. So we'll see how this one runs on Wednesday.
Why has Jordan been so much more effective getting to the rim this season compared to last?
I think just a mindset. And I think, him knowing also and talking with him about, Zakiah, I think, is our quickest guy. But back in I'll call it my old days, I used to call guys de-accelerators to the rim and accelerators to the rim. So some guys are like quick first step and then they kind of probe their way through, Euro step. Jordan Gainey is our fastest accelerator to the rack. He is a guy that, and I think making him realize that and him saying it and showing it to him and then talking about it with him. Don't sell yourself short. You don't have to settle. Man, you are fast to the rim. That he has taken that to heart. He still has a great mid-range game. He's still very capable from 3, but I think him getting downhill, he knows our team needs that. We don't have a bunch of guys that do that at a high level, and he does.
What's one thing that you've learned from this senior group? You came in with some of these guys, so just what's one thing?
Yeah, I've learned that Saturday, so I think it's my senior night as well. That was a joke. Not that funny. I thought it was great. I said at Georgia Southern, if they'd have just told me that they were going to fire me, I'd have had Cindy bring me out roses and stuff. But anyway, this group has been amazing. I mean, everyone uses the word resilient. I would say that this group has not hoped to win games, but expected to win games. And I think there's a huge difference in my experience watching it at any sport, at any level. Teams that consistently win when they don't play their best, and you're trying to figure out why, because there's some teams that expect to win, and they're going to just do those little itty-bitty things that aren't that noticeable, and this senior group has done that.
Kind of going off the Jordan Gainey question, what makes him so effective in a mid-range when that's a shot it's phased out of basketball right now?
Well, one, Coach Barnes doesn't think it's phased out, so that helps. So there's confidence to take that shot. And two, I think he and Z and those guys playing out of ball screens have become so much more sophisticated about what they're doing, snaking it, getting guys on your hip, having some patience, seeing if the big reacts. Is he giving you separation? Is he coming up? Is it a lob? Is it a shot? Those are all split-second decisions that I think just through doing it more and more and having the confidence to do it has allowed those guys to have exceptional years, particularly Jordan, and making that play.
Coach, what jumps out about Ole Miss just when you start game planning for them?
Yeah. Defensively, they're still really good. Coach Adams came back there with Coach Beard, and, they still pin you on the side. They're going to switch everything, which is always an issue. It's always hard to get used to. They do a little matchup zone. They're going to press some. They're going to change things up. And, they've, like most of us, they're going to play with more enthusiasm at home. We expect to sell out. And, this is a big game for them. We're all fighting for seeding. I think Ole Miss is obviously, securely in the NCAA tournament, but now you're looking at fighting for seeding.
This team's been down 8, 9, whatever, in a lot of games and come back and won. Is that, do you have more confidence in this group because they've come back a lot, or is it more worrisome that they're getting in that hole?
Well, you'd rather be up 8, 9 and stretch it out, but it's not worrisome. I think that, again, you guys have brought it up in here already, the poise, the leadership. Coach has a calmness about him. I mean, you guys see him, like, he gets on guys and he addresses the things he has to address. But he also allows guys to talk in the timeout. And I think all of that is important because then they feel ownership and they feel the opportunity to speak and to solve the equation. And I think we've got an older group, and when you have that, a lot of times it may not work out, but at least they have the recipe to try to get there.
Coach, do you feel like Igor is kind of pressing offensively the last couple of games?
I don't think he's pressing. I think he is trying to do what coach has asked of him. Igor has a unique ability at 6'10" to facilitate, and we all know there's a lot of pressure on Zakai to do that. And Igor is trying to alleviate some of that. Coach wants him to do that. So I think what Igor's trying to figure out, we've all seen him score the ball. That's something he's always been able to do. But how do I connect? And that was Igor's word yesterday, and talking to coach, like, how do I connect and be productive and help this basketball team scoring but yet facilitating? And, being able to play out on the floor and making reads and getting guys shots, because that's a unique thing at his size and skill set that we have not had here. We've had a lot of things from different guys, but we haven't had that on that kind of level. So I think that's more of it, him trying to figure it out. And again, we got to remember, like, he's been here less than a year. So hopefully he's going to connect it tomorrow night.
Offensively with Ole Miss, they've got a number of guys that average double-digit scoring. What stands out about their offense?
Just what you said. I think it's 6 guys that are that are double-digit scoring, so they don't need just one guy to get it done. They truly do it with a team effort. So we can't put too much emphasis on any one player. We have to do what we do and do it really well at a high level, and then, hopefully do a much better job rebounding the basketball than we did against a really physical, athletic Alabama team here on Saturday.